Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to solve a real Pega challenge where we will configure a cascading dropdown in Constellation UI. Meaning, first we will select one item from a dropdown, and then based on what we selected from the first dropdown, the second dropdown will load. This application is a component management application. In this app, we have this incident case type where users report issues. Instead of showing all the options at once, we want a smarter UI. First, we want the user to select the incident or the issue type, and based on whatever is the incident type, we want to display a subtype list that will be dependent on the incident type. So this improves the user experience and data accuracy. Let us go to the case type. The incident case type is of our interest. We need two properties to display in our UI, or what we call as the view. One for the incident type and another for our sublist. Say we name it as incident subtype. So now let us quickly create two properties, or in App Studio terminology, two fields. One for the main list or our first drop down. The type basically defines the UI control, which will be pick list. Pick list is same as the drop down. Let me create the second property or the second field for the sublist. Let me name it as incident subtype. This will also be a drop down or a pick list. Now let me go to the, if I quickly go to the App Studio and go to the data types to show you where we are sourcing our two drop downs. This is the data type that will help us source our drop downs. If I go to the records, so you see we already have three columns, one for the type, second for the values corresponding to the type, and third is the parent key. Now first, if I choose the type as incident type, I see there are two values there are two incident types, so to say, and the parent key is blank. Okay. Now if I select the incident subtype, here you will understand how the cascading relationship is maintained. You see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 11 incident subtypes, and every incident subtype has a parent key associated with it. There are only two parent keys, and if you notice carefully, these two are the two incident types that we just saw. So to say, every incident subtype is related to one or the other incident type. So that is how the cascading relationship is maintained in this data table. If we see with this data type, we have already a list data page created. So whenever we create a data type, three types of data pages get created. One is of page type, one is of list type, and third one is of savable data page type. We will be using this list data page to source our dropdowns. If this data page is sourced by a report definition, fine, and this accepts two parameters. Now, when we source our properties with this data page, we need to also provide these two parameters that we will do. Now, first let us run the data page. I'll give the type as incident type and the parent key will be blank. Let's see whether two results are returned or not. Yes, we know there are two incident types defined in the data type, and exactly those two results are returned. The px result count is 2 indeed, and there are two items: customer service issue and the product faulty. Now let me apply it for the incident subtype. I'm using this incident type as a parent key. So Pega will fetch me all those incident subtype records where the parent key is this one. So to say which are related to this particular incident type. Yes, there are four and it does. Cool. Now let me close this and let me go back to the App Studio. We need to configure our fields properly. Yep, the incident type and the incident subtype. So let me open the incident type to edit this property. This pick list will be not locally defined. We will use our data page of dictionary data type, the list type of data page. This data view parameters, the type and the parent key are nothing but the data page parameters. Now the type will be constant for both incident type and incident subtype. That's the value of the first column. Quotes are not needed. And the parent key is null, blank. So we don't need to provide anything. Whenever the user selects an item from this list, what value is going to get stored in the clipboard? That is basically is this identifier field. We just saw while running the data page that the key value is getting returned by the data page. So that's the only value that the user gets to see as well as we store in clipboard. So this will be key and this will be key as well. Cool. Submit. And you see now it's sourced by the dictionary data type. Similarly, we configure the incident subtype. We source it with the list data page from dictionary data type. Here also the type will be constant, basically the first column value. Parent key here, it will not be a constant, but it will be the property or the field. Which property? So whatever gets stored on incident type field on clipboard, that we want to pass as the parent key for incident subtype. Here also for the identifier field, it is the same. So which property on the data page actually gets ultimately stored in clipboard, and for display which property on the data page we display in the list. So both of them are the key that we already saw. Data page is only returning the key, so we need to map key here, which is the second column, and that's it. This is also now sourced from the dictionary data type. We don't need to save explicitly. Pega takes care of that. Now we need to configure the view. How do we know which view we need to configure? Okay, so this is the first screen that the user will get to see. So we need to know here in the flow action which view is getting sourced. So this is a screen flow because the flow action is associated with the assignment itself. Now if I open the flow action, no section associated, makes sense. But a view is associated, and this is the view where we need to add our incident type and incident subtype fields. You see, there are no fields associated that we will do in our App Studio. Okay, because I'm using the property names same as the column names, please don't get confused. The incident type and the incident subtypes, that two properties that I created, are created in the work class or the work layer. You see, incident type and incident subtype. These two are the properties that we are going to refer from our view or the screen, which is also in the work layer. And these are different from the column names. Please don't get confused with that. Okay, now let us go back to the App Studio. UX. Here I don't see the view name, so it must be in the other views. Yes, determine category. It's very straightforward. We just need to add those two properties or those two fields in the view, and our job will be done. Incident type, incident subtype. You see, it's already saved. Yep, it has these two fields are now appearing here. Now we can also, as a bonus tip, we can also apply some validation because the incident subtype is dependent on the incident type. So we let us not display the incident subtype unless we already have a value for incident type. So let me close this, and for the incident subtype, let me add one validation for display. So it will be visible based on custom condition, and the condition, if we configure, incident type has to be not null. Now let me also add some helper text on the screen. Please, oops, select further subtypes. For incident type, you see, because now the incident type is null, so the uh, incident subtype is already not visible. Same for this one. Let me also mark it as, yep, you cannot go to the next screen unless this one is selected. You see the helper text already appearing. That's cool. Now, one important distinction between Dev Studio approach and App Studio approach is in such scenarios in Dev Studio, we need to explicitly configure the refresh strategy. But in App Studio, that thing is taken care by Pega. So let us quickly test our logic so far. Incident case we want to create. Yes, those two records are coming. Customer service issue. Let me select customer service issue as incident type. I know there are four incident subtypes with this, and whenever immediately when I selected this value, the incident subtype is not appearing. Let us check our code. Close it. Discard. Incident UX, or if I check the data model of incident subtype, interesting. Why for incident subtype the type is incident type? Let us check from the network tab the DXAPI call that basically fetches the incident subtype. So I have this opened while creating the case. Dictionary list is called. Nice. I'm selecting this as subtype. Again, dictionary list is called. And this time, yep, the list is getting fetched. Now if I check this, now if I, sorry, if I change the incident type. Yep, this one is also getting changed. Yeah, we can also see the items that this data page has fetched. Data page is only returning the key column value. Probably the report definition is only having this column. It is for the parent case customer service issue. We can see from the header parameters. And this one is for product faulty or unsafe, another incident type. And this one has 7 records. Nice. So this is how we can debug the DX API calls also while building Constellation UIs. That's it for today. Now you know how to build cascading dropdown in Constellation and you also understand the logic. If you found this helpful, do like, share and subscribe. More Pega real world use cases coming soon.